Hello, hi, how are you? This is Irene Wairimo Musembi YouTube channel. I'm delighted to have you around. I want us to talk about failure. During general election, we saw many people did not manage, and failure sometimes it brings a lot of discomfort. Not sometimes, I think always. No one is excited when you fail. I think I have failed in one way or another in life, but that is not the end. I am here to encourage someone about failure. When you face face failure, it doesn't mean that that is the end of you. There's always another time. There's always another chance. So today I want us to think about failure, and failure is not final. That is what Winston Churchill said, that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That's Winston. That's what he said, that success is not final and failure is not fatal. So we should have the courage to continue with life when we do not succeed in all our plans. Failure is not the opposite of success. Let me clarify that. It's part of success. And when you realize that you free yourself from fear of failure in life, failure is inevitable. It is inevitable to have to face failure, and the best leaders learn from their failure. Failure is very real. Let me tell you, it's just real, and it is inevitable. But it is not an end destination. It is not final. It's another event in the course of life. It assists you to move on to another level. And experience failure does not make you a failure. When you experience failure, does not make you a failure. Failure is an external event that happens, and it helps people to build resilience. When you fail, you build resilience. The more that we fail, the more resilient we become. In order to achieve great success, we must know resilience. Because if we think that we are going to succeed on the first trial, or even the first few times, all tries, then we are sure to set ourselves up for a far more painful failure. So anytime you are starting a project or you are doing something, I come from the school of thought of positive mind. So anytime you are doing an activity, anytime you are doing a project, have a positive mind in your mind. But at the same time, you should give room for failure. There should be room for failure, because any time you're thinking about this thing will succeed, this thing will succeed, it will succeed, the more likelihood it will anyway. But at the same time, have room for failure for that matter. Failure often allows you to examine what worked and what did not work for you. So it helps you to sit down and look at the things which never worked for you, or things which you could have done better. It gives us a room for improvement for that matter. Failure builds character. There are things we can learn about failure. One, failure builds character. When you fail, you develop a deeper understanding of your job and yourself. So you are able to understand yourself. Two, failure builds compassion. You have compassion on what you are doing. Three, it builds resilience. I've talked about resilience. It builds muscles so that you are able to move to another level. Four, it builds creativity. You become creative and you start thinking, what else can I do best? How best can I improve on my activities or on my project? So it helps you to be more creative, more innovative for that matter. Failure is even worse. Fear of failure is even worse than failure itself. So it helps you. To some people, it will build fear in them. It will instill fear in them. But failure will help you to face the courage, to have the courage to face the next move in your life. So we have different examples of people who have failed in their life, and they are doing very well. We have an example of Oprah Winfrey. Most of us, we know about Winfrey, Oprah Winfrey. She was born into a working class poverty. I think she has faced so much. We've always heard about her story, and we've heard what she has faced in her life. But at the same time, that has not pulled her down to an extent of not making in her life. I don't want to go so much into her story, but we all know that she's now a celebrity in the society. After several things that she encountered, she failed in one way or another. Right now, she's a celebrity. We all know that. And here are 5 tips that can help you to turn failure into success. Because at the same time, you cannot fail and stay in that position. You need to wake up, dust yourself, and move on. 1, face fear head on. Fear is the beginning of failure. Most people will fear on what will happen next. So it's my encouragement that it is important to put your goals and objectives above any fear. You put them, and when I talk about fear, you also live by faith. You don't have to see the beginning all the way to the end. Start with faith yourself. 2, take a break. Even if things don't work out, it's not the end. Sometimes you need to take a pause, you take a break, and get to know, what is this can I do better for my life, or how can I go around this project in a better way. Then 3, continue to set goals. Failure can be paralyzing. It can wear down. One time I failed in one thing or another. I faced death in my family, and I felt a failure, and I felt like sleeping and being in bed and not talking to anyone. But I had to dust myself and face reality. Face reality as it is. And when you face reality as it is, you are able to wake up, set your goals right, and improve on your goals. Stay focused. I don't want to overemphasize. You must stay focused. So long as you've not received what you want, stay focused in your life. And what happens when you fail as a team? As a leader of the team, come out clearly. You tell your team, we have failed and we must succeed. And these are our clear path on how to succeed. And do not feel embarrassed by your failures. Learn from your failures and start all over again. And for a team environment, when you are leading a team and you have failed, talk to your team, tell them this is what has happened. And we have not failed, we have not succeeded, we failed in this project. And you allocate duties, you review where you can improve on and what you can do, and allocate duties, and let people own the process and own the activities and own the goal for that matter. I want to say that there's so many verses of failure in the Bible, powerful Bible verses that can assist you to move on when you fail. I'll quote some of the verses. We have Psalm 73:26. It says, "My flesh," this is David, and he says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion." You can read with me. Psalm 73:23. It says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion." You rely on God to help you in whatever you are doing. And then Philippians 4:13, it says, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me." Who? Through Christ who strengthens you. So I have this encouragement that God is with you. He's able to strengthen you. Even in times of failure, He's able to give you strength, and He is with you. You can go to 1 John 1:9, Proverbs 24:16, and Proverbs 28:13. I will leave you with the words of Winston Churchill again, that success is not final, failure is not fatal. it is the courage to continue that counts. So may God bless you so much. It's my prayer that you do not get paralyzed, you do not get worn out when you face failure, but you will learn from it and you move on. May God bless you so much. This is Irene Wairimu Musembi YouTube channel, and I want to say love and shalom. May God bless you so much. Have an enjoyable afternoon, morning, and evening. Thank you.